Are there opportunities, did you see opportunities in New York where these vendors could bring in low-cost fruits and vegetables to the schools on sort of a similar concept?
Dwayne, so many of these schools have contracts with these big food vendors. This is something I've seen in my reporting, and it's very difficult to sort of intervene in some of these big food contracts.
There's been some progress. Years ago, the Alliance for a Healthier Generation negotiated a deal with the food and beverage companies, and which led to a reduction of calories that were being shipped to schools. We have the Hunger-Free Kids Act. I wanted to get it right. The Hunger-Free Kids Act that Congress just passed in December, which will change the foods that are available in schools tremendously towards the healthy, focusing on competitive foods as well. Competitive foods are the foods that are in the vending machines, the foods that are sold by the boosters, and the foods that are sold as fundraisers and things like that. So Congress is actually, passing some laws to help change those things, but also providing the dollars to help make those changes as well. So I think that the food desert you're pointing to within schools, we're about to see the changes come as long as the act can be implemented and it continues to have the support of Congress.
I also think that's part of the idea of a mobile unit. It doesn't have to be a cart that actually goes to the school, but there has been success across the country in bringing fruits and vegetables on a Saturday morning, for instance, and opening up the school gym and having like a small farmer's market or something in the school, and having actually food stamp benefits as well so that people can use their food stamps, and then doing a kind of incentive. And there's been, and CSAs as well, there's been significant progress in that. In terms of the Hunger-Free Kids Act, schools are going to have to comply with fruits and vegetables even if they don't want to, and even though they're not getting enough money for, they're not reimbursement for the kinds of changes that they would have to make. But that's one of the critical pieces of the hunger.
But imagine that for these schools, if you needed the vending truck to come in, what if the local government had different licensing prices for those who are going to be near school zones? You know, you have drug-free school zones right now, which protect school and school areas. If you're going to have vending trucks coming to schools, being outside of football games and things like that, if they're going to sell food that people call junk food, then perhaps their license costs more, okay? If they're going to bring in healthy foods into the communities, their licenses cost less. And I guarantee the market will decide what happens, and the healthier foods will show up in those places as well. Local solutions, very easy to do, doesn't affect anyone's tax rates, and makes people, meaning the business community, think a little bit harder about how they're going to conduct business in our communities.
So I was wondering if you could speak on any of your experience with youth in this program, this issue, if you've had any, or what might be some potential for youth that may or may not be or live in food deserts to help bridge the gap and bring the resources into those communities.
I think youth become fascinated by some of these issues on many different levels. I've seen examples where youth have gone in to do assessments of their food environment in local stores and things like that, and then taking that information, gone back and analyze it as young people, and then make the argument to the owners of the corner store, the bodega, or whatever food channel they're going in, that they should improve the foods in their schools. Once those owners decide to make that difference, in this one particular case, the Street Smart Snack Soldiers, I think that's what they were called, did the marketing campaign also for the store. Put up posters in the community along the way to say, hey, we got fresh foods down this way. Put up posters within the store itself, and they did that in their own community. And so I think that when we engage youth and we allow youth to lead as well, not only do we learn, but the results that we see are absolutely tremendous.
That's terrific. Please.
So I'm just want to know, do you educate, or does the cart owners educate people about the trueness of vegetables and why is it so healthy for you? Because I think that we're really lacking in what it is that vegetables have in it that helps our bodies to run more efficiently in the first place. So I just want to know if there's any kind of educational program to let people know about this.
Why don't I turn that over to Kathy, because you're working directly with these programs.
So is there education as part of these? I mean, they sell the products, but are they also, to some extent, stating the obvious that it's good for you? But I mean,
the vendors themselves are saying, here's how you can cook it, here's how you eat it. particularly
the
those that
cookbook,
might
too.
have Mexican vegetables, right? Here's how you peel the cactus, and here's how you cook it. So there is what I would call some informal education. But Kathy, you have a formal program with the high schools.
Well, first with the green carts themselves, we've actually joined forces with a number of groups, particularly City Harvest, who helps to feed the hungry and to work in low-income neighborhoods, to do actual cooking classes on the street and taste tests and to talk about nutrition education and everything. And we've done over 50 cooking classes on the streets of all of these green cart neighborhoods to be able to do that. So we have done that, and we do also have a school course, both elementary and high school, where the teachers actually bring the kids to the green carts and talk about the different fruits and vegetables. And we even talk to the vendor a little bit before to make sure that they have a huge array of different kinds from different cultures. So we do that. It's very tough on a one-to-one green cart level. We do it more in our small corner stores and areas where we have a little bit more permanency because the green cart vendor has to sell and doesn't have a lot of time. And as Lori Tisch was saying, we also have her green cart cookbook. So we do what we can, and we hope to do more as we go on.